So, you probably got your Unity project loaded. So, first thing we're going to do is set up our project structure. So, we're going to have our core, which has our source, our prefabs, our scenes. And then we're going to have another folder within assets, which just says more assets. So, take some time, get those folders there. Project organization goes a long way. All we're going to do after this is create the floor by adding a 3D cube game object and then moving the camera out and seeing our whole scene. So changing the X and the Z, keeping the Y as 1, moving our camera, just dragging. And now we are going to add some materials to our world. So going into the more assets folder, create, and then press M for materials. Alternatively, hop on Google, search a brick wall or something, and then just drag and drop that image directly into the Unity project. So now we are going to create the brick wall as well as a barrel. The brick wall is pretty simple, just add a 3D game object, add the texture to it by dragging and dropping it, and then adjust the wall in your scene. The wall is done. As for the barrel, or the other object, do the same thing, use a 3D cube, though add a rigid body onto it to give it that dynamic physics property. Test it out by hitting play and watching it drop. Alright, now we're going to make the tank. So similar to the other objects, we're going to add a 3D cube for the body and then expand that. Next, click that game object you made, the body of the tank, add a cube on top of it, inside it, and for that cube, remove the box collider component. So to confirm, your tank should have one rigid body, one box collider in total, including all components. So a key thing to understand is horizontal and vertical, H left and right, V up and down. So applying this to our tank, we're going to have our horizontal be for looking around and our vertical for going up and down. So let's go through the code. Unity engine, going to need this for all your script. Your class name. So we're going to have 3 variables for this tank, rigid body or tank itself. Speed, which is our vertical, and turn speed, which is our horizontal. So the biggest thing to understand here is the direction, how much to turn, speed, and time. This formula is then applied to both moving the tank and turning the tank. So when we're turning the tank, we're handling its rotation, and when we're moving the tank, we're handling its transform. That's not all, though. We're rotating it on the vector 3 of up and translating it on the vector 3 of forward. We're able to move around as well as interact with both a brick wall and a box. Key things to notice are the physics can go kind of crazy. That's to be expected. So we can make this a little bit better by going to the tank's rigid body and then changing this to interpolate and then continuous dynamic and freezing the rotations on the X and Z, because the Y is what helps us look left and right. Other reasons your tank might not be working is because you have more than one script, more than one box collider, more than one rigid body. It might be on the tank body component, it might be on the tank barrel component. Make sure you only have one of all those components. If you get stuck on a part, drop a comment, somebody will get back to you.